Mm-mm. Where are you going, bro?
Uh, I'm thirsty. I'ma go have some water. Oh, much better. I'm so sleepy. Oh my god, don't tell me he is still working. What time is it? Oh no, it is already 3 a.m.? He's not thinking about another night without sleep, right? I should really talk to him right now. Nissan, you still working?
What are you screaming about?
Nissan not sleeping. He working.
Again? Nissan, I knew you were still up. I can hear you typing right now. Can you open the door for me?
There you are. Oh my god, look at you. You're so messed up, Nissan. You need to sleep. Your eyes so red. And look at those cups. How many cups of coffee you've drank? 10 cups? For just one?
10 cups and one vitamin bottle.
The whole bottle? That's a lot for one night. Nissan, why are you forcing to stay up doing this? I mean, I know this is important, but your health is way more important. You can't do it like this. No, Nissan, please go to sleep, please. At least 1 hour. You need to take care of yourself. It's okay, they will understand if you can't upload any videos for today. You don't have to upload it daily. If they were me, I'm sure they will ask you to rest too.
He won't listen if you keep saying like that. So let me just. There we go. Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing? Why? Why not, Nissan? If you don't listen to us, then I will force you to do it instead. Now your table has been cleaned up, and hey, please take this cup and wash them, okay? While I put Nissan to bed.
Oh, okay.
Now, Nissan, chop chop. Let's get up from the chair and let's go to bed. Come on. Yeah, come on, you heavy boy. Come on, let's go to bed. Hmm? Ah, yes, I'm awake. I went to toilet earlier and then I heard your conversation with him, so I came here to see what's happening. Yes, I will go to bed after putting you to bed. Nah, every night you always put us to bed, but now let us do that for you, okay? I'll put you to bed and make sure that you fell asleep peacefully and having a good rest that you always deserve. Okay?
I'm done with the cleaning.
Oh, great. Can you help me putting Nisam to bed?
Sure, that's what we're here for, right?
Eto. Now come here, Nisam. Let's leave the table and let's go to the bed. Nah, don't worry. I'll save the file. Control S and boom. There, all safe. Come on, let's go to bed. Now let me put a blankie on you and make sure that you're comfy and cozy. Yep, that's a great idea. No excuses. I'll read some and you rate for the rest, okay? Let me search. How about this one? Yeah, no problem. Now, Nissan, close your eye. No, shh. No more talking. I don't care if you're older than us. Now sleep, okay? Okay, this is one of the children bedtime story I found, and it's called The Hike. It somehow reminds me of the little trip we had together back then. Okay, this is how the story goes. Once upon a time, in a little village, there was a little girl named Mindy. Mindy was so lucky as she and her mother lived with her grandparents, and she liked nothing better than to spend time with her grandfather. You see, he was always making something, and she enjoyed watching it, learning, and sometimes even help him finish whatever he was doing. Grandfather, what are you building in your workshop today? Mindy asked. She giggled as she said, "It looks like you're playing with two long sticks." "Well, Mindy," he said, "I'm going to make two walking sticks with your help, one for you and one for me. Then I'll have a surprise." "All right," Mindy said. "Where do I start?" After some time, Mindy, with her grandfather's help, finished the walking stick. They were two of the most beautiful working canes she has ever seen. With barks removed, they were sanded, smoothed, and each had a funny-looking face carving them. "They are really nice," Mindy said, "but just what we're gonna do with them." "Ah, that is the surprise, granddaughter," the old man replied. "Tomorrow morning we're going on a hike in the wood, and these walking sticks will help us make the hike easier. Now it's time to clean up and go to sleep, so that we are well rested for the hike." The next morning, Mindy did not need an alarm to wake her up. She was up early, dressed, and ready to go as the sun rose and the day began. She went to the kitchen and saw that her grandfather was busy packing snacks, sandwiches, water, and other items in their backpacks. "It looks like we're going to be hiking for a long time," Mindy said. "It will be an all-day hike," he replied. "I think we have everything, so grab your walking stick and let's go." "Well, what about the breakfast?" Mindy asked. "Oh, did I forget to mention that we were going to stop and have breakfast at a diner?" he said with a smile. And their journey began. After a great breakfast and a long drive, they arrived at the base of the mountains and the beginning of the trail. "This is beautiful," Mindy said. "Just where are we hiking to?" "To the very top of the mountain, where we will have lunch and rest, maybe take a swim, and then we're gonna hike back down," the old man replied. "Swim?" Mindy said excitedly. "Is there a lake on the top of the mountain?" "Yes," her grandfather replied. "There is a pond surrounded by big flat rock. It was carved from the mountain during the last ice age and filled with crystal clear cold water." "Wow," was all Mindy could say. As they hiked up the mountain, Mindy asked many questions. "What kind of tree is that? How high are we? Are there bears around us? Are there any mountain lions? Are there any other people living up here? What do we do if we get lost? Are there snakes? And of course, are we there yet?" Her grandfather answered all of her questions the best as he could and explained that they were in a very natural area. Not many people, all sort of wildlife, even bears and mountain lions. He helped her understand and respect the natural beauty in around them, particularly the animals. He taught her how to use a compass and things to help them be safer while they hike. Like before stepping over a log, put your walking stick on the other side to let any animal like snake know that you're here. Whistling a song or make some noises to let the bigger animal know that you are in their area. In a soft voice, her grandfather said, "Mindy, there are a few things to remember when you're hiking or anywhere for that matter. The earth is our mother nature. The earth is our own mother. Take care of her. All life is God. Treat all life with respect. Take from earth what is needed and nothing more. Enjoy your journey, but leave no tracks." As they hiked a little further, the forest opened and Mindy saw a pond surrounded by a large flat rock. They had a ride, and it was almost like being in a different universe. Mindy picked a large rock and then extended out into the water for them to rest on. It had been warmed by the sun and was a perfect place for lunch. As her grandfather unpacked their food, she leaned over and wiggled her finger in the cold water. Immediately, several small fish came by and nibbled at her finger. She shrank and surprised in them, realizing fishes just curious. She placed her hand back into the water and watched as the fishes darted away around her finger. She laughed and played with the fish until she heard her grandfather say, "Time for lunch." And after lunch and a resting period, they took a swim. The water was deep and Mindy couldn't reach the bottom no matter how hard she tried. She giggled each time a curious fish nibbled at her bodies and toe, and watched a little deer came down to have a drink. It was the most wonderful day, and she was saddened when she heard her grandfather say, "Mindy, it's time to dry off," and began the hike down to the car. After making sure everything was just like it was when they was arrived, they began to hike down the mountain. After a short time, Mindy asked, "Grandfather, can we take a different trail down to the mountain?" "I don't see why not," he replied. After a short time, the trail began blending into the surrounding bushes and then disappeared. "I'm scared," Mindy said. "I think we're lost." "No, we're not lost," her grandfather said. "But we are on the trail, so we will have to continue hiking down the mountain in the direction of the car. Just enjoy the surrounding and being together on our first hiking adventure." As they continued down the road, Mindy said, "Grandfather, I have a problem at school and I don't know who to talk to." "Talk to me," he said. "I would like to, but you are my grandfather and you may get angry because you're my family and not, well, like a friend." Now Mindy's grandfather had to do some serious thinking. After all, she was right that as her grandfather, he maybe get angry of his feeling get hurt, but she need a big person as a friend. "Mindy," she said in a serious tone, "if I were to promise that anything we talk about would stay between us, and that I would not get angry or talk to us as your grandfather, but rather as an old friend, would you talk to me?" "Is that a promise?" she asked. "Yes," he said softly, "and you know I have never broke a promise to you." She gave his grandfather a big hug and began to talk. Soon they were at the bottom of the mountain and packing the car. Before they left, her grandfather thought for a minute, said, "Granddaughter, anytime you need me as a friend and not your grandfather, pick up your walking stick and let's go on the hike. It will be our secret code." "It was the best day ever," Mindy said. "I was with my grandfather, my new best friend, and I have the talking walking stick." The end. Now you read the next story.
Oh, okay. I will be reading about Do You Wonder About Rain, Snow, Sleet, and Hail? Hi, I am Professor Moisture and I will be telling you about water. You can call it rain, you can call it snow, you can call it sleet, you can call it hail, but it's water all the same. Did you ever wonder how old water is or where it comes from? The answers may surprise you. The next time you see a pond or even a glass of water, think about how old the water might be. Do you really want to know? I thought you did. Did you brush your teeth this morning? Well, some of the water that you used could have fallen from the sky yesterday, or a week, or a month ago. It's pretty new. But some of that water is very old and was around during the time of the dinosaurs, or even longer, or maybe it's a little newer, like from the time when the pharaohs were building pyramids. You see, there is only a limited amount of water and it gets recycled. Yep, it keeps going round and round. We call it the water cycle. Yes, you have a question? No? It's not like a jet ski or a bicycle for water. It is nothing you can ride. It is how water keeps going round and round. Let me explain. First, I would like to say that water is very important. Imagine an empty lake. The fish would be very unhappy. Imagine an empty ocean. Your day at the beach would be like going to a desert. And since you are mostly made up of water, let's just say you would be a lot lighter. The water cycle has four parts: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Evaporation is when the water in an ocean, a lake, a pond, a river, or a stream is heated by the sun, it turns into vapor or steam. It then floats into the air. Of course, when you are out on a hot day or you exercise, you sweat. Well, guess what? That evaporates too. What about those drops of dew on leaf or the grass? Yes, they too evaporate and become a part of the water cycle. Condensation is as the water vapor gets cooled, it changes back into a liquid and turns into clouds. Precipitation is when the air in the clouds cannot hold any more liquid, it falls back to the ground. It returns in different ways, depending on the temperature and where it comes down. It can fall as rain, or it can fall as snow. Did you know that no two snowflakes are the same? It can return as sleet, which is like rain that has almost frozen, or it can come as hail, those frozen balls of rain that can actually break windows and dent cars. Collection is, no matter how it comes down, it is collected and stored. It can fall into the ocean, lake, pond, river, or stream. If it lands on the ground, it may roll into a river or be sucked up by the soil. It may even pass through the ground to an underground lake or river to be used later. Now, what happens tomorrow when the sun comes out? That's right, the water cycle starts over again. Oops, the sun is out, but don't worry, Professor Moisture will return. After all, I am a part of the water cycle: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, collection. The end. Oh, I fell asleep.
Yes, it is. Let's head back to the.
Good night, Nissan. Hope you have a good rest. I love you.
Good night, Nissan. Oyasumi.